We're back! God damn it.
Hey guys, what's up? Nice to see you around again. So something you might not know is I actually did a bit off the other day. I was trying to record it, it failed, so here I am instead. This really is the perfect summer game. I really can't think of a better game to just have fun with and, you know, just chill out. I really have to get used to the controls again, because, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the best boy during this. Yeah, I got through like I got through 5 levels. Then I found out the recording didn't actually record, so here I am again. It's been a few days, so I can process these emotions, but for real though. Not a fun thing to have happen, but also not the worst. You know, this ain't my first rodeo with re-recording an episode. In fact, Sophia's first ever episode she recorded for Alex ended up corrupted.
To see what extra you have just earned, go to the extra section on the options menu.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, what I tried to do for these is get maybe 5 levels in. Yeah, that sounds about right. One thing that I'd love to do is just a matter of basically bringing it in here is I now have a Nintendo Switch, and I just happen to have a copy of this game, or not this game, of what do you call that one? Rehydrated. Found the Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on Switch, I'm pretty sure. I know we have it on PS4. Pretty sure Chip has a copy of it I can borrow. Whoa, Spongebob!
A manager is always prepared.
And you might be like, why are you playing this again? Well, hey, my channel will do it more. But no, for real though, it's just a great time. I love it. It's one of those games that I really could just sit down, play through time and time again. I think my biggest flaw with it ultimately comes down to a lot of the sillier stuff that I couldn't do much about. Is it fun though? Oh, God, is it fun. I'm ready. Depression. Way out. The Butterfree just didn't handgun her a noose. You promised me that game. But yeah, since we've all seen it at least a few times on here, I'm just gonna skip over the cutscenes. And yeah, it's one thing that I'm thinking about doing. I don't know how well it'll be liked or whatever. Is I'm thinking about maybe making it like I'm gonna try to get through as much as I can without using any of the warps, and then do all of the like block challenge, this challenge, that challenge, all at the very end. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's certainly an idea. Plus, I think it would just be a bit of a fun episode, honestly. But yeah, I forgot Star Spin right now. I do love your face, but I'll show you, Derpy. Dude. Man, playing through... I've been playing through like this, obviously. Kingdom Hearts 1 I've been playing on my free time, and that is a world of... That's just interesting to go back to, you know? Because it still holds up so well. Especially when you consider that Kingdom Hearts 2. It's a harder game to go back to, I think. It has a lot of that I wish I had come out on the PS3, but my developer wouldn't let me syndrome, if that makes any sense. It's not like the technology wasn't there, it's just for reasons they chose to kind of hold it back this way. And again, it's not like I blame for being on the... It's not like the... Yeah. Because, I mean, it's obviously just... Okay, come on, Patrick, thank you. It's obviously a product of its day. But so much of it looks like it wanted to be on the PS3. You know? Yeah, that's a weird problem for the late-ish era, like PS2, where they were really trying to push the hardware. But I mean, obviously they weren't actually pushing the hardware because that, well, quite frankly, the PS2 still probably has more power hardware-wise than a lot of modern consoles.
Patrick?
It's really impressive what they were able to do with just a PS2. They really could have done insane things, but they ended up choosing to not like I'm salty about it. But yeah. The PS2 is great. Kingdom Hearts 2 has its problems. After watching Shady Do-Rags earlier, I was like, man, it's interesting to think back on like that kind of stuff and seeing what holds up well and what really falls flat on its face. And things like Kingdom Hearts 2, I feel like if it's one of those examples of a company really thinking they're ahead of where they are,
Time to
and like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the characters in it, like a lot of the characterization they give to previous characters, I guess you could say they're flanderized a bit. I don't really like the term flanderized because it kind of implies that there is a specific rule to be had with a character that they can't change. But also, yeah, they really do feel not as good as they did in 1 and Calm. Especially the Calm characters. Like, I get it. Calm was weird on purpose, and so there's a lot of issues with it. You don't have to tell me just how awkward it was. But at the same time, I mean, it's just obvious from looking at it. It's just like, at a pretty surface level, that 2 wanted its mystery of who the organization was, their goals and all that kind of fun stuff. But never considered the fact that the organization doesn't really have a goal, especially in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, I'd argue, really, the organization in Kingdom Hearts 2 doesn't deserve to be in Kingdom Hearts 2. It just kind of exists, so I'm sure I just made a lot of people very angry by saying that, but yeah. Either way, it feels so good holding the Wii U Pro controller. Well, not Wii U Pro, but just simply the Wii U gamepad. After using a Switch for like, you know, pretty much non-stop since I got it last week, it really is just totally amazing how much better it feels to use a Wii U. Like, don't get me wrong, the Switch is fun and there's a lot of great games on it, but at the same time, the Wii U just has, like, a much better design for its controller. Like, everything just feels a little bit better planned on it, which probably is because it was literally a better planned console. They planned it out, unlike on the Switch, where they kind of, you know, adapted to scenarios. It's just sort of interesting. It's also interesting to think that the Switch really is just like a baby console compared to the Wii U. Like, next to it, it looks so tiny. Also, I'm so glad that my... Yeah,
SpongeBob.
cheese? I don't even know what my favorite... yeah, that's a really weird question I just thought of. What my favorite console's controller is. Or, yeah, my favorite controller. 2A console, I should say. I really don't know. Mostly because of the fact that, well, I mean, obviously it's probably not going to be the PS3 controller. Just, in general, PS3 is the only console I can actively think of that I just don't really care for its controller much. If there are nice parts about the PS, or the DualShock 3, or 6-axis if you want to go back to that. I mean, yeah, there's fine stuff about it, I guess. It's nothing unusable, but just overall, I think it just doesn't feel quite as good. Man, there's a game too that I wouldn't mind playing. Sorry, I kind of get off track sometimes, but yeah, I don't know, it's really hard to say what my favorite controller is. And of course, when I'm talking about a controller, I always say the controller that either it was sold with initially, or the controller that it was bundled with. Like, if it was officially sold by Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft, and they had a different controller design, the new design would also be acceptable. Third party and other things like a Pro controller, I don't really think they should be considered that, because they were never used. Yeah, the controller that most people are going to be able to use. We're thinking lowest common denominator when you talk about a controller. A Wii U gets the Wii mode and nunchuck. Plenty of Wii U just came with a nunchuck. And obviously the gamepad. The NES comes with the old NES controller. controller. Advantage and other party on themselves because they weren't sold with the game. They're with the NES.
You've reached
I'm
the
just trying to think of all the ones that I have. Yeah, starting out with the oldest stuff.
With the chaos of Bikini
We
Bottom
have a
behind,
few different Atari controllers, and these were all sold in various multi-packs. So we got the like the little spinny thing that makes it really good for Pong, actually. Well, I'm not actually sure what it is. It's like a little stick. I know that it was sold. I just don't know what it was sold with, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah. It was always kind of an interesting one. I think it's called like the mouse or the bug or something like that. Yeah, it's one of those kind of things. Yeah, then there is the, you know, just the classic Atari controller. I don't really know that it even has a proper name, as far as I know. It's an Atari controller. They look like they all used them before. Presumably all of us. At least 5 years. But yeah. I think that's it from that era of Nintendo. I'm trying to think if there is anything else. I'm just drawing a big blank. I really can't think of if I do have anything else from the pre-Nintendo era. Then obviously the NES controller. The Genesis, we have both 6-button and 3-button variants. I mean, I personally prefer the 6-button, but that could just be down to the fact that I like, you know, I like the extra controls on it. It just feels nice to my modern hands. But speaking of, the NES controller fits your hand great. It works. The TurboGrafx 16, which I don't have a lot of experience with, it's just an NES controller rip-off. Like, it really is impressive just how close it is.
So much destruction.
What, is it? Yeah, then you get like the Genesis controller, which is like that weird view. And it works. It's not necessarily the prettiest of all options, but hey, it works. Then you move on to something like the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo really just failed controls-wise. I don't know how it happened, but it certainly wasn't up to the standard that the NES and Genesis have. It just...
You've won.
It tries to go modern, well, also, like, it feels like it should be a modern controller.
Now I have a real challenge for.
If the modern controller was drawn. And I guess we're talking about consoles of about that power. You've got the V-Smile, which has that stick with the 5 buttons, and that is a very comfortable controller for what you're using it for. The V-Smile really worked well
You have enough goopy.
for what you needed it to do. But yeah, it's pretty obvious when you see it why it's not really considered on equal footing as, say, like, it's pretty obvious that it's a toys controller. I guess if I had a Rob, I would probably feel the same way about that again, yeah. With the Rob being more or less a toy attachment to the games. But it works. I mean, physically, whether or not it works that well, it's debatable. But in terms of the fact that it's fun and makes the NES feel more so like something that a kid would enjoy as opposed to the Atari. That's different. Yeah, then you've got like, let's see. Okay. Then you move on to your 16-bit boys. Oh, and I guess the Game Boy Pocket, and Game Boy Color fit in here. The only one I haven't really gotten to mess around with is my original Game Boy, and that's partly out of my own interests. I just don't care for the... I just really do not care about the original model Game Boy. I don't know, I guess that just having been exposed to the color, it's pretty obvious that the Game Boy Color is just... if you will, it's that meme where it's like, oh, here's Daniel, here's the cooler game. It's just... yeah, the Game Boy Color really is just the cooler Game Boy. There's very little to complain about. In terms of what it did compared to the original game. In comparison to, you know, the actual fact that it's supposed to be a sequel to the Game Boy, now that is certainly debatable. But if we're just talking in terms of Game Boy, like, if we're just talking about it in terms of, oh, this is an upgrade to the Game Boy that we already have, that's fine. And I guess that I do end up preferring to just think of it that way at this point. I wanted to get that. And, I mean, the Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Color both have, well, they're pretty good. I think the Game Boy Color's D-pad is just a little bit better than the Pocket's. Call that nostalgia bias or whatever, but it does certainly seem to be that way.
That's giving up manliness, even in the corners.
And also, I mean, just in general, why would you want to play on a Game Boy Pocket? I mean, Game Boy Light, I guess I can see an argument for. Oh well, it's like a weird piece of history that's interesting. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Game Boy Color really did just Game Boy. Kind of a bit snobby. Then let's see. So moving on to the 16 bits, now you got the Genesis, Super Nintendo. Yes, let's play it on both. Yes, the Super Nintendo does certainly look, I I suppose, about pretty. I mean, it's not the ugliest console I've ever seen, that's for sure. Oh, come on, I know it. Yeah, screw it. Oh. Thank you. Over.
Up to Daisy.
I'm not buying something. Do it. Ugh. Yeah, then you move on to your, let's see, I guess, other ones of the generation. The only one that I really have any real significant experience with that was
He's just too macho.
of the time period is I did get to play one of the Zelda games, and I think called Mario on a CDI. And then, you know, other 16-bit consoles you get. I'm trying to think of what all. I mean, I know there are some, it's just... I guess I'm just not as familiar with 16-bit era that much, so it's like... harder to really say. And then you move on to like Game Boy Advance, technically being 16-bit. Although I was kind of count it as being a little bit more advanced. I guess technically it's more or less advanced than a Super Nintendo. It's just I don't know, it feels weird thinking of it and the Super Nintendo being of the same level. That's only partly because of the fact that it's weird thinking about the Super Nintendo. But, no. Yay! I won! And then you move on to the ones I'm super familiar with. You get your PS1, your Dreamcast, your N64s, Saturns, which sadly is the only one of the main four that I never got to play around with. Sad face. I'd love to get a Saturn at some point. It's also the era that you start to get a lot more experimental, like video formats too. You get Laserdisc around. Or not Laserdisc, you get like DVD finally kind of solidifying. You get both SVHS and, I mean technically SVHS was around for a long time before that, but really never got used much prior to then. Of course, I do luckily have a SVHS deck. You have to get the VHS, which I would love to get my hands on for that. Good luck with getting that. I think there's a lot of those like weird European kind of things, like Shark and other stuff like that that I don't really care about much, but I guess are notable. Or so the European viewers are constantly trying to say, like, hey, look at this, we had a superior format. Yeah, we know it. You guys are all walking fucks.
I should bring ice skates next time.
You guys have 50 frames a second, we all know.
These just ooze macho.
It's crazy to me that, like, people complain about it in a game when the game is like 60 FPS. And they can't put it up to like 3 million FPS. And yet somehow freaking 50 or 25 FPS was not only considered acceptable, but was somehow of a standard in Europe. That just blows my mind that anybody would ever allow that as a standard. Maybe a standard for like a video? But I know what it would be perfect for. You know those portable DVD players? That could be the standard in the menus for those. That's about the only one I can think of with like 25 frames a second for. And at least 50 is a acceptable level, but still not like ideal.
The manliness and splendor.
And enough competition for today.
Ouch!
Oh, apparently I died there. Somehow. I'm pretty sure you can get in there, Spongebob, if I remember right. I can't remember if you can actually do anything, but I do remember that you can get into this section of Spongebob. I'm pretty sure you can beat, like, quite a lot of the game as... Well, that was very fair, wasn't it? I just got pushed off there for no reason. No, but I'm pretty sure you can beat, like, most of the levels in Spongebob. I remember somebody made a mod that, for the PS2 version, they just replaced... Or, like, you know, changed it so you always spawn in Spongebob every time. I feel like I saw some people play through the whole thing, but could be wrong. Yeah, I can't believe I died there. This is pretty easy. Yay! I got through it. Yeah, then you move on to the best generation of all. PS2, GameCube, original Xbox, and I guess Dreamcast, but the Dreamcast now, so back then, even though it, hardware-wise, I suppose I'd say that it's about on par with it. Not even on par. It's very obviously a prototype of a thesis on what game consoles could be in the near future. So that's the only way I can describe why the Dreamcast is the way it is. Because otherwise, it's confusing. The Dreamcast feels like it wants to be respected. But also, at the same time, it doesn't do anything to get respect. At least, not like... Yeah. The PS2 really did change the game. You know what the Dreamcast changed? A lot of people's opinions on how games
I
could
found
possibly
one last.
not be all that much fun.
The last.
Seriously, the Dreamcast, it looks about as good as a PS1 if you took it and put it on SD. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, guys. And the Dreamcast controller. I know Mark likes it and everything, but I don't. What can I say? I enjoy controllers that you don't have to be half man, half vegan motion control. A very common complaint with actual people who use it instead of people who go on the internet and like pretend that
By the way, Patrick,
things from 40 years ago that were different from 20 years ago that were absolute garbage. It was great. Force mode!
Mindy was right. They knock over like bowling pins.
Here comes the pain train!
Yeah, I mean the Dreamcast has games? Yeah, I'm trying to think, because the Dreamcast didn't really have anything of note either, which always disappointed me. It's like all of its games were alright. I mean, really the Dreamcast has the problem that TurboGrafx has, where it has no particularly outstanding game, exclusive game, I should say. It has some amazing ports of other consoles games though, like First Story 2. It has arguably the definitive version of Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. Although, again, I'd probably say that I kind of prefer a lot of the changes that DX had again, but, you know, DX and Battle really did do a lot for the series, I think. But I will give it to you that there was problems with it that maybe DX couldn't have fixed properly.
Did Mindy bother to tell us if the train was still running around here?
Then you get, like... I'm trying to think. You get a few cool games that aren't that fun to play, like Seaman. I'm not gonna lie, I like the idea of Seaman. God, is it boring. And it doesn't just go for Dreamcast, that goes for all of games like that. The Dreamcast just so happens to have gotten one of the worst examples of it. Yeah, and then I jump down from here into there. Actually, I'm not sure how you get to that part normally.
Hey, it doesn't.
I can't. You didn't normally say that. I really do. I'm supposed to get that because I always do it that way. I think that shows you just how good that map is. And you jump up. Let's jump on those. Just that way. That's fine. It's not like that you got to put that all that far.
This one's up to you.
Luckily, this game does have an abundance of checkpoints.
And that's how we do things in Bikini Bottom.
There you go. Land up here. And over here. Land over here. Jump down. Pop over here. Bring away. And we're all the way back here again. So at this point, I should have 2 out of 3. I don't even know the other ones are for that. Oh yeah, and then what? I love that where it auto puts you back on.
I knew you guys could do.
It's something I sometimes do just for fun. And I believe that should be enough. This bubble blowing baby hunt, although I believe starts with a necessary token. Let's see how many
You
I
have
need
to get the key to the
before I
paddy
do
wagon.
this.
Good news, Patrick. You've got enough Goofy Goober tokens for me to.
Oh, nice.
The
I already
That
have enough.
doesn't...
You'll probably.
Okay, well, I will see you guys in the next episode. And this time I hope it saves. Goodbye.